Just for the record, I walk and I also trade. So I'm done stretching. So right now we're gonna go into the gym, eat some bars, and I'm going to resume my duty for today on my job. Thereafter, we are going to analyze the chart and take everything. Come on, let's go together. It's going to be a pure video. Alright.
Girl, I know I've been going through a lot. They be telling you this, they be telling you that. They be telling you wrong, go away. Try to slow down, I cannot make it without no love. Look beautiful, love and bullet, copy, pull up for you, wonderful. People say a lot of shit about me, telling you that I'm crazy and the place hold I guess above you. Tell me what a feeling is, really, yeah, they all I'm asking is you should believe me, take me in your heart. I give my heart away just to be.
Hello everyone, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, depending on where you're watching from. So this is a day in the life. This is like the first day in the live video I'm creating, right? And first thing first, let me shout out to all those people who have the mind to like pick up camera on a daily to create video, because bruh, this thing is not easy. I won't even lie to you guys, it's not easy. Like, it's not easy getting your camera every day, videoing yourself, putting out the activities you're carrying out on a daily. So it's been long I've been on this YouTube space. I know the reason being that I'm always entangled, I'm always tied up with activities. All right, so I now decided that today I'm going to like see how I can carry you in my day activities. So let's just call this one of that first video, and I'll try as much as I can to like capture everywhere. So I'm going to work right now. So like I said earlier, I don't know if I've mentioned it before, I trade and I work as well. All right, so I'm not just like into trading full time, like I work just as I trade. All right, so let me see what we can cover in this video. So quick check. So this is me on my the attire for the day. Like with this attire, I think I'm good like this, to go like this. So over here I have just my bag, and I have over here my tea jar, and I think we are good with my other small phones just for communication. So now I'm gonna go now, and let's see. All right, that'll be all. See you in the next part of this video. Hello everyone, so I'm currently in my free time, so let's just talk a bit about the chart. Okay, so I'm not going to say much. I'm just like going to try as much as I can to talk about my strategy, the gap cable strategy. Okay, so you see in forex, what's important to know as a newbie is the direction of the market. Once you have the knowledge of the direction of the market, the next thing you have to focus on is how to enter. You know, we sell high and we buy low, right? On the trend, selling high is for downtrend. So for downtrend, the selling high is like the pullbacks. On the pullbacks, that's where we want to sell from, right? Then for a buy trend, we buy low. Buying low simply means you're buying from the pullbacks as well. So the pullbacks is actually the correction part, like the pullbacks from the bottom. So now you want to ask yourself a question like, if they said, or if they say I'm going to like buy from the pullback, so where is the pullback? How can I identify the pullback on the market, right? So once you get that knowledge, the next thing you're going to ask yourself is, now how do I enter this trade? How do I enter this trade? Once you certify on how, once you have knowledge of that, then the next thing you're going to ask yourself is, how much am I willing to risk per trade, percentage wise, like pips wise? All right, is this your strategy coming with like 100 pips? Because all of these things you're going to know from back test, right? So what I usually advise people is that after you've gotten the strategy, the next thing you should do is back test the strategy, and now forward test the strategy. When you're forward testing, you need a journal, right? A journal to actually like help you like go through all your back tests, like a record you can always fall back to. I guarantee you, if you're able to hold an account for a month, then you've broken the whole FOMO stuff in forex, and you've also developed a disciplined lifestyle for yourself, disciplined approach to the chart, because it's very hard for most traders to manage an account for like a whole week. In fact, a whole week, right, or a whole day, not to talk of a month. So if you're able to like manage an account for a month, you're good. So all these things come with consistency, discipline, knowing your strategy, your edge in the market. And when you see your edge, you take the short, stop freezing on shorts, take it regardless. All right, it's either you win or you lose. So with that being said, now let's talk about the work, right? So I know you all must be wondering right now that you trade and it works. So what kind of job does he do? What kind of job is he into? So your boy Gab is a safety officer. So I'm going to show you how to identify the trend. Let's come to 1 hour time frame. So on 1 hour time frame, how I identify the trend, my logic on identifying the trend is very easy. I'm not going to start bugging your head up and down. So as simple as this, when this red line is above this black line, it's uptrend. We are on an uptrend. And if you have seen my previous videos, I stated in it that we analyze all time frames independently. Okay, we analyze time frames independently. So now on the 1 hour time frame, I'm seeing a bullish trend, and on the 4 hours time frame, I'm seeing an inception of a bullish trend. That's what I'm saying, because the red line has begun to climb the black line. All right, and also before this red line starts climbing, you can see that we have already resumed like the initial week downtrend, giving us that neutral uptrend. All right, and on the daily time frame, we are still on a downtrend, a strong downtrend. So now I'm going to analyze the trade based off daily time frame down to 15 minutes time frame. All right, so now that you know how to identify the trend, the next thing now to learn is how to approach the trend. Now it's simple, just like I have stated in my previous videos. You see, we use this particular indicator here to identify the overbought or oversold level in the market, depending on the kind of trend we are having. So for a downtrend, our focus will be on the overbought level. Then for a downtrend, our focus will be on the oversold level, because those are the areas, those are the pullbacks, the correction point. Those points are the areas you want to like get into trades. Okay, so right now I'm going to put my psychological key level on the chart. All right, I like using 3 to 4, but for this trade, I'll start from here. All right, so my key level that I can see over here, the nearest key level is 150. It's 150. Let me edit that right over here. So it's 150. It's 150. All right, so I'm going to change that color to red, just as to confirm that, to help us identify it as the resistance trend that we are having up here, and that's the psychological key level. And now I'm going to like write create a neutral key level where the trade currently is. That will be my neutral level, and that level is what 8100. All right, I hope you understand key level. I have explained it in my previous video, psychological key level. So if you don't know about it, you can go to my wall, Intro to Gap Cable from season 1 to 4. There you know how to plot all these indicators that I have on my chart. Okay, so I'm going to change this color to black because it's neutral. So I'm going to change it to black. Neutral simply means the market can either break to the downside or the upside. I don't know for now, right? So I'm gonna know by the time I carry out my analysis. However, our third line here is going to be 80-50. All right, it's going to be 80-50. So done. I'm going to change this color to green color. Yeah, so as to know that this is my support line. So if you see now on the downtrend, we are on the overbought level. So when we are on the overbought level, one thing we like to do is to draw our trend line. All right, so right now I'll have to draw my trend line here from the daily time frame, and I'm going to like from here upward. So one thing I like to do is to color code my trend lines. This that is coming from the daily time frame, I like to keep it I like to make the color blue. So if I'm on the down time frame, like on my entry time frame, which is the 15 minutes, I can easily tell or depict that this is a trend that is coming from the daily time frame. I hope you understand that, right? So now I'm gonna go to I've checked H4, H1 before I got here, right? So I'm going to like go back and check like here just to see what's going on. Alright, just to see what's going on. I'm going to check just to see what's going on over here on the H4 time frame and also to arrange my trend line properly. So we are done over here. The trend line is a bullish trend line, and also the H4 is converting to a bullish trend. And now let's go to like the 1 hour time frame, right? To also analyze this time frame. Also make sure we set our trend line that is coming from the daily time frame properly. Okay, so that is the first touch here, second touch here, and now we are going to extend it. So all right, that being said, now what we will do next now is to go to like the lower time frame. That's like 15 minutes. That's the only time frame that is remaining. All right, so we're gonna go down to the 15 minutes time frame right now and check to make sure all our line is well positioned. All right guys, so this is a so just a quick one. Let me show you how I was able to enter this trade. So this trade, or is there need? All right, there is no need. Let's just focus on the chart. So right now on the chart, we are going to analyze the market and wait for what is going to happen. All right, so over here, this is our support level, right? This is our support level. Here we have our key levels. All right, so what I like to do is to use arrow to mark these areas as the the levels at the bottom, like support levels, where I like point of interest. If you know what I mean, that's the right word to use. Point of interest. Then I'll go down to the 15 minutes time frame to also arrange the line properly. All right, I like it to be just below there. All right, just below here as my point of interest. Then I like to fish out this candlestick and extend it to the side. So what's my target here? Is very simple. It's very simple. So what I'm looking now is for price to come and tap into any of this zone that I have arranged and go to the upside, because we are currently on uptrend on the 1 hour time frame and also the H4 time frame. So this is what will happen, what I am expecting rather. So I'm going to trade what I see and not what I know. All right. So I want the market to come back here, just like it did, just like it did over here. Came to the downside before it went up. I also want the same thing to happen here. So as at the time the price get to this point, I want this indicator to also get to this level. There I will now, when I get to that, when it gets to that point, the next thing I want to do is to draw my trend line, just like I did for this other one. Let me show you what I did here, right? So what I did was to wait. I did the same, just like I have done now. It's same thing I did. I marked out this area as the first point, all right, to check out for, and also this other area, as point to check out for. So as at the time price got to this level, right? As at when price got to this level, it correlates with um my lower time frame, my higher time frame rather. This is it over here, right? And that's it over there. So that's it. So that was the reason why I now drew my trend line, because everything happened the same time. I drew my trend line over here. This trend line now is not from the daily time frame, so it's going to be color black. All right, it's going to be color black. That's my regular color. And just as you can see now, the trade went up. It's as simple as that. I don't think I have to explain much, right? I don't do much on my chart, so my trade are usually 1 to 2 or above. All right, except takes me out on break even, and that is it. So guys, I hope you understand what I just analyzed now. So let's go to like gold. All right, let's analyze gold. On gold, now we are going to start from the daily time frame as well. So the daily time frame is currently on an uptrend. So on uptrend, let me show you what happened before. If you check over here, here where the market came before on the uptrend, what happened when the market got there? It rallied to the upside. All right. This one did not get to the bottom here, but for some reason it rallied to the upside. It could be like the H4 signal, or so things like that. It's either the daily time frame signal is pushing it to the upside, or the H4, or even the H1. You feel me? All right. The same thing over here. If you check here, you see when the market on the uptrend, we look for the downside, like the oversold, to get into our entry. When the market got to this point, what happened? It rallied to the upside. When you get to this point, what happened to the upside? When you get to this point, what happened to the upside? When you get to this point, what happened to the upside? I can show you like record data, like over and over, here to the upside. So guys, what does that tell you? Like, it tells you that you have to reprogram yourself and wait for the market to get to this point. And when it gets to this point, you want to react accordingly. You want to be able to utilize the data that the market has printed out for you to capitalize on this move from year to year. This is a daily time frame. Gold from year to year is a very big money. All right, so these are just back datas. You see that has happened. It has been happening. All right. So now over here, something made the market went up is because it's on a down uptrend, and the market got to over sold level, and for some reasons traders were able to push it to the upside. All right. So now I'm going to analyze this market. So as far as I'm concerned, on the daily time frame, I want this market to shoot to this level before I can now start looking for potential entry to the upside. But since it's not giving me that kind of thing, I don't have anything to do here on the daily time frame. So now I'll go to the H4 time frame. So on H4 time frame, look at what we have here. We have the market like just the way we want it to be. All right. So now we have gotten this to the it's on a uptrend first, right? Because the red is above the black. Don't forget that. And now it has come to oversold. Now what we want to do next now is simple. We want to like buy to the upside. You understand? That's what we want to do. We want to buy to the upside. Now, how are we going to capitalize on this side? It's very simple. So from what I can see, the trade has even left our first entry point. So now what we'll be looking at for is the second entry point, and I'll show you. So my trend line from the H4 time frame, I like it to be red color, just as to identify, just as to be able to differentiate it from the 1 hour time frame. Blue is usually my daily time frame color, red is usually my H4 time frame color, and black is my 1 hour and 15 minutes time frame color. I hope you understand that. So now guys, now that we have the markets like this, what we are going to do now is look at this left side, find the support level that is currently reacting with the market there. And if we do that, we can tell that there is this, a support level here. But when we go to 15 minutes time frame, I'll plot out my zone. All right. So, but for now, let's draw the trend line for the H4 signal, which is this one, and this is it, right? So now we go to H1 time frame to know what's happening there. So on H1 time frame, we have not gotten like there is no signal here, and instead the market is showing a weak uptrend over here on the H1 time frame. But what are we going to do? Regardless, we are going to like put our trend line like this and wait for the break. All right. So H1 is telling us it's still on the uptrend though, but the uptrend is weak. We have heard you, but now that doesn't mean we are going to like shy away from this area. So our H4 trend line is going to sit there gradually and be waiting. We'll be waiting for the break like this. Like this. Once we get the break, we capitalize on this market to the upside, and we are going to target key levels. So on this area, the key level here is let's say I think from here the nearest key level here I'm seeing is 4250, 4250, right? So and that's going to be let's see 4050 as our resistance key level. So our resistance is usually red, right? So 4250, 4250. That's what I am seeing there. So now over here on the downside, let's see on this side, copy. So on the downside over here, I think the next key level here is 4200, right? So 4200, let me see, is 4200 the neutral? Yeah, I think 4200 is the neutral. Neutral is usually the one that is close to the price, 4200. So that's neutral key level. All right, so done. This is a neutral key level. So we need our support key level. Our support key level is going to be 4150. I hope you understand, guys. So 4150 is going to be uh, our support key level. All right. So 4150. Let's put that in. 4150. Enter. All right, so done. So 4150 is our support key level. So what do we have here? So we are either expecting the market to play to the downside or the upside, depending on the kind of signal it gives us. As for H1 is telling us that this market has changed to downtrend though. That hey, be careful. We are in a uptrend though, but now it's a weak uptrend. So should this indicator get to overbought now it's not on overbought. If it gets overbought, I'm going to draw my trend line here and wait for the break. If it breaks to the downside, I'm going to sell, but if it breaks to the upside, I'm also going to buy. I'm going to buy from here to here, take my profit here, and if I'm selling, I'm going to sell and take my profit around here. So that being said, let's go now to the small time frame, like 15 minutes time frame, and identify potential area where we could have entered. Okay, I've seen one potential area where we could have entered the market early. So from here right over here, and it's, guys, I don't know. Some people might say now that is because it has happened already, and that's why I am drawing this particular line. But people that knows me knows that this is how I trade. Now, see, had I been in this market before, had I done the analysis before, this is where I would have been expecting, just like I did here on the step index, right? Expecting the market from here, right? So when it gets here, I'm going to like enter the market for a reason and follow it to the upside, all right? So the same thing here, had I been in this trade, had I been on this trade on the chart, I would have marked out my zone and signal my intention on buying. All right, then I'll wait for the market to get to this point and I'll enter. But for now, gold is telling me that we have two scenarios. We are currently showing a weak uptrend on the H1 time frame, and then we are showing a strong uptrend on the daily time frame and H4 time frame. But guys, let me tell you something. Before anything plays out on the bigger time frame, like the daily time frame or the H4 time frame, it first occurs on the lowest of the highest time frame. What I mean by that is it usually occurs on H1 first before it happens on any other time frame above it. So as you all know, or maybe some of you know, lower time frame are from 30 minutes down to 1 minute, while higher time frame are from 1 hour up to monthly or yearly, right? So now when I say the lowest of the higher time frame, I'm referring to 1 hour, all right? So guys, this is just it, all right? So let me just for the sake of this video, let me just get in, like try to analyze a random pair for us. Let it not be like, okay, hey, Gab has choose something that he likes to and stuff like that. Which one can we analyze? So let's analyze let's see. Okay. Let's analyze BTC USD. Okay, let's analyze BTC USD just for the chart's sake. So I cannot even see where price currently at, right? But however, okay, however, I cannot see because my data is off. I have low weak network around here. But however, this is where we are going to start analyzing the trade from. Let's go from the daily time frame, right? So daily time frame, my guy here is showing me a downtrend. All right. So, and on the downtrend, we have gotten to overbought, which means that we have to draw our trend line upward. All right. And our trend line is going to be blue color because it's for the daily time frame. Do you understand? So there's nothing to do here anymore. Let's go down to H4 time frame. So on H4 time frame, we are going to try to amend our trend line, position it calmly. Do you get? All right, so now we are here. We have positioned our trend line calmly. What we are waiting for now is to break. As long as the line does not break on 15 minutes, there will be no need to panic or enter this trade. All right. So what are we going to look up for next? We are going to look for our levels. All right. So yeah, let's look for the support level first. The support level. This will be the highest level here should be like. Okay, since it's green, let's look for support level. And the support level here I'm seeing is 8,7,500. Yes. No. Let's go for this. 8,7,500. 8,7,500. That's like the lowest point I'm seeing there, right? And that's going to be my support. And now let's go for the neutral. The neutral is 8 neutral is around where, let's see, 89900. Guys, I it's just a random number just like that. 89900. All right, so that's going to be the the neutral and it's going to be black. You already know, so that is it. And the resistance now is going to be around here, right? And it's going to be 82600. So I'm going to make it red, and it's going to be 82600. Let me see, 82600. So that is it. All right, guys. So this is what we have here. Now we have to go down to H1 time frame to see what's happening. So on H1 time frame, the market is showing us a strong buy trend. So as of now, the market is showing us a strong buy trend, and you see this market has been struggling. It has been struggling all the way from like this side. Are you seeing this path? When the market got to that point, it struggled all the way up and it's been fighting left and right, but we don't know yet what this market will do. What we are waiting for now is on this H1 time frame, two things. Either the market breaks here and we get in for our sell, or the market gets to this point and we look for an opportunity to buy the market to the upside and continue to this level. But as for now, all our resistance have been tested and all of that. So that is basically it on the 15 minutes time frame. What we are going to do now, since we are expecting, since we are not we are expecting sell from the daily time frame, we are going to mark here. We are going to mark here this area. Already we have our key level, there's psychological key level, so we are going to leave it out. We don't need. So it's just a point of interest. This area, if the market reacts or do anything here within our criteria of entry, we will enter the trade and find it to the downside. It's as simple as that, guys. It's as simple as that. I don't know what else to say on the chart. All right. So as for here on the daily on the H1 time frame, yes, as long as this one hasn't crossed this one, the trend is still strong. So, guys, thank you for watching this video. I think I'm going to call it a day from here. Thank you for watching Day in My Life. It's your boy Gab, a lowly step trader. If you're new to this channel, don't forget to subscribe and turn on post notification bell. And going forward, we'll keep bringing up the goodies. All right. So that is all. That is all. That is all. Thank you. Peace out. One love.